the end of the day, it's surrounding yourself with the right people. That's the really important thing. So we've had a little bit of a disaster. I do believe some of the guests have stolen some of the things. They don't seem to be sharing any successes on these kind of videos at the minute. It's all problems. We are in Leeds today. We're just at one of Steve Hamilton's property events. So I spent a lot of my time with like property education and things like that. I've been doing a lot of stuff through different educators and always kind of been in the rooms where I'm going to learn more and more from different people. And when I started out in property, obviously I did so much rent to rent and all learning about service accommodation, all these kind of things. And this side of it has been very, very powerful for this first part of my journey. And I learned so much from that and I take so much away from that. And then now that I'm going into these next steps and looking at kind of buy, refurbish, refinance and flip deals and actually owning the asset and having some ownership with the assets and different strategies throughout that, like assisted sales and lease option agreements and all these different things. Now that I compare all these entrance strategies where we're owning properties with the exit strategies that I've learned through the Samuel Leeds stuff, like the service accommodation stuff, diving more into supported living and different things like that as well, it's really, really important. But these events are so good for like networking, being around the right people and being able to just expand your actual network. So learning and putting myself in the right room is always really, really key and important, but also utilising the network that you're a part of, utilising the fact that you're surrounded by so many people that are also interested in property and that kind of thing is really, really key. So I think being able to do that, and especially in rooms and environments like this, is really important. I think bungalows, when you open plan kind of kitchen living space a lot more, it can look a lot nicer. Yeah, when you're looking at comparables, you always want something that's like the nicest property in the area, and sometimes that's not always the easiest thing to find. Like they're always quite hard to find, but obviously these have all sold quite well. You've got a lot of comparables that are giving us high numbers, but even when we look at the property standards of these ones,
they're still not fantastic.
they're still not their ones. So for getting confirmation of these kind of things, you're going to want to be looking at speaking to agents, being like, okay, have you sold any bungalows in the area recently that have been modernised, that have been up to like a modern standard and that kind of thing? Because you'll get ones like this, oh, this is sold for 800 grand. That's not comparable though. In certain areas, you can go like, okay, well, this estate here and this estate here are completely different. Oh, there's a comparable that's 0.1 miles away that is of a certain price. You need to be like, okay, well, that property type is actually a detached house over here, and then this is a bungalow. So taking the numbers in terms of like the numbers of it just being like, okay, well, this is what this is worth, and then this is what this is worth. But that is like literally, like you say, they're on the same street, are sold in 2023, which is a great comparable, and it's sold and it's still not in a good condition at all. So I think that when it comes to doing like different property events and going to different networking events, like some people think that you're spending a load of money because they are expensive to join. People think that you spend a load of money and what's the point in doing it? And at the end of the day, it's surrounding yourself with the right people. That's the really important thing. It's about being able to share what you're doing with other people that are doing the same things and that are in like the same kind of mindset as you, that are willing to invest in themselves and willing to learn more about this kind of stuff. So going to these events, we're surrounded by people that have also paid a lot of money to expand their education, expand their knowledge. So they're going to be a lot likely to work with you in these kind of capacities as well. So I really like it, like being able to be a part of these networking events and be a part of other people's journeys as well. And it allows you, if you're doing services like selling deals, or you're doing things where you're trying to manage other people's properties or get involved in them kind of ways, you're just expanding your network, becoming more known with more people, showing your expertise, showing your knowledge. And it just builds know, like and trust with so many people, and that's what the power of doing this, and obviously doing social media and networking with people like yourself without even realising you're networking with me right now. But yeah, it's such a powerful thing being able to do that in so many different ways. So we've had a little bit of a disaster.
Basically.
This is nothing to do with our fault, it's nothing to do with any guest's fault, but it has been a bit detrimental to this property, especially over the last few weeks. So what has happened is we've had an issue where this property was refurbed before we took it on, and the person that had refurbed the bathrooms hadn't done it very well. Like down here, we always had an issue with the floor, like you can see where the screws are in the floor, because there was some like water leaking and we didn't really know what was doing it, but it was basically expanding the wood. And then what we found out now is that once we've had a few guests in here and they've been using it a little bit more regularly, all this area of the ceiling here that's got like the damp marks and the water marks on it has actually been the toilet pipe upstairs that connects it to the waste has busted.
And then it's leaking from there.
And there was like wee water and poo everywhere on top of the ceiling.
This is not a fucking nice video. That's just coming down. I'm catching this bit.
Which is absolutely disgusting. So we've had our guy come in and sort it out and working through it, and I'll put some of the videos up on screen now. This was absolutely disgusting. And I mean, I wasn't here, but from what they've said, the smell is so bad. We've got the skip outside with a load of stuff in there, and that smells absolutely horrible as well. But obviously we haven't been able to have any guests in here for the last kind of 2 weeks, 10 days or so. So we've been working with the landlord on it. The landlord's offered to pay the cost for it. We're going to ask for a little bit of a reduction in rent for this time that we haven't been able to use the property as well, because this is not our issue at the end of the day. But if you look at the wall here, like, all these marks and all these bits coming down the wall. So these are problems that when it comes to service accommodation, if you don't solve the problems quickly, then it's costing you revenue, because you've got to either cancel bookings, move bookings, or close down calendars to not even get them. So this is why it's obviously a benefit for the landlord at the same time, but it's because we want to get these problems resolved as quickly as possible, and we will get the work facilitated. But at the same time, it's one of them things where it's now preventing us from actually using the property as business. So the guys want to come in, they want to finish sanding all this stuff, get the roof painted again, get some damp block on all of these kind of areas, and just hopefully dry it out. I'm quite pleased it doesn't actually smell that bad at the minute. I think it smells okay for now, but the guys need to get in and do that, and this bit has been absolutely horrendous. But the floor upstairs is also bad, so we're just going to double check on what that's like in the bathroom upstairs. The guy said they've taken it up, they've relaid the floor, but we'll take a quick look now. It was tiled before, but they've relaid like a matching kind of lino to the tile. So before it was very like squidgy, and I think that now obviously like still some bits to do. Yeah, there's still bits to do. It's definitely not ready. It's going to need deep cleaning again because of all the work. Like, it's all dusty around here. I do believe some of the guests have stolen some of the things. A lot of pieces of artwork and whatnot that are not around anymore.
There's two
things hanging on them.
missing up there.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to make a little bit of a list and maybe a trip to B&M to sort that out. But just one of the more problems. Don't seem to be sharing any successes on these kind of videos at the minute. It's all problems.
The garden's been done, that's a positive.
It needs doing again though. Hi guys, welcome to our 4-bedroom property in Middleton, Leeds, presented by Furnished Accommodation. Let's go take a look around. So I think it's important for you guys to understand why we do these kind of instructional videos, because when guests come, and people come from all over the place, people come from international places as well, making it so that people understand how to use everything in the property, how to get access to the property, where the bins are if they're staying for a longer period of time, all these other kind of things are really important. Just make sure that it's as stress-free and as easy for when they arrive at the property. You'll find the lockbox of the property located around the back here, and we'll be putting it up against the wall around these points here. And then to actually use the microwave, select your time, and then once your microwaving is finished, you'll get the bell, and then you can just pull open and push closed. Then you'll find the boiler in this cupboard here, and all the controls are underneath, and then the fuse box is up here as well. If you press that once, you're going to increase the heating for an hour, press again for 2 hours, press again for 3 hours, and 4 times we'll turn it off. And with doing these kind of videos and these kind of things, it takes all of the time away from getting the repetitive questions of how do I use the microwave, how do I turn the oven on, where's the dishwasher, all this kind of thing. And it's really, really helpful for us in terms of systemizing our whole business. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified. Every video will be coming out on Sunday around 6 o'clock at UK time. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you've got any other recommendations, put them in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one.